And welcome everyone, NGS quarterfinals, season 9 for Division B East tonight. We got the 2 seed, Tricky Gooses, going against the 7 seed, Die for Vision. And we are going to Infernal Shrines. The teams are ready, and we are going into draft. So let's see what we got. Coming in hot, B East. Again, map pick was Die for Vision. Tricky Gooses will retain first pick for this game 1 in our best of 3 quarterfinals for B East. Playoffs just starting. Had some great games. This is my 3rd cast of the playoffs, and I'm having a good time. We got exciting games, and we got Zool banned and a quick ETC ban from Die for Vision. So the teams are getting after it, banning out some specific heroes that they do not want to go against, especially on shrines. See what the next ban is here for Gooses, and they're going to go with Johanna. I'm eating cookies right now. It says, I bet my life savings on Die for Vision, so I really need them to pull through. Oof. I'll hope the best for you, sir, but as the caster, I'll remain neutral as we see a Cassioban come out for Die for Vision. And there's a Greymane locked in first pick for the Gooses. We've seen a lot of Cassioban since she got that kind of buff slash rework. But speaking of buff rework, here comes Tassadar and Deckard. Picked very quickly for Die for Vision, looking like they have a plan for what they want to go, but back over to Tricky Gooses with the next 2 picks. Who will they decide to add with Greymane first? There's Leoric and Whitemane. Whitemane, I always feel like she's the sneaky healer. She puts out a lot of heals quickly if you know how to work her, and I do not. So I let the people who are better than me play her. But moving over to Die for Vision is their next ban. See what they decide to do here. Diablo banned out. Some decent tank focus here. Wow, with Johanna, Garrosh, ETC, and Diablo banned out. Leoric kind of the offlaner. Mal'Ganis coming out. See, they were ready with the Mal'Ganis pick with the brand new skin, and there's Sylvanas. Very popular, shutting down all those towers and those minion waves, mercenary camps. Moving on over to Tricky Gooses as they finish out their team. Let's see what they decide to go with here. Still looking for a main tank after somewhere off the board. And there you go, Kael'thas Uther. So Uther main tank, or I guess maybe Leoric main tank, because you have the double healer, but then you don't get the trait value from Leoric because you want him to die. You want Uther to die, he's got the trait value. Interesting pick from Tricky Gooses. Maybe it's a trick they've practiced, we'll see. But the last pick here for Die for Vision is going to be Yrel. So, interesting lineup from the Tricky Gooses. A little more conventional for Die for Vision with Mal'Ganis, Yrel front line there. That is a heavy, CC heavy front line. We'll see if it works out for them, but again, we got a best of 3 coming. But first, Infernal Shrines, Game 1, quarterfinals, B East, Tricky Gooses versus Die for Vision. Let's And here we are just getting underway on Infernal Shrine. So on the side of Tricky Gooses, we will see Birdie on Kael'thas, Carpe Diem on the white main, Duck on Uther, Wise on Leoric, and where is he? There's Nanani on the gray main. On the side of Die for Vision, Sulfide on Tassadar, Michael as Mal'Ganis, Darker Black on Sylvanas, Atlas on the Yrel, and Shamat B-stepping early as Deckard. And it looks like we're sending 5 quick mid here. Leoric and Greymane already in soak position in the top and bottom. Lazy Hydra saying, let's go Die for Vision. Thanks for coming by, man. I know I've seen you a few times in here. Thanks for checking out the stream. A lot of great games going on tonight. We'll get a raid going at the conclusion of the match tonight, whether it be 2 or 3 games, to support all the other casters. Working hard. Keep NGS fun and visible for everybody. Here comes the rotation down. Shamat just having a good time. Just he's stepping around. There's nice stun lock early on the Mal'Ganis there with KT and Uther, but not enough to kill them just yet when you're all grouped up and it's so early in the game. Looks like Leoric and Yrel are going to be having a laning slap fight in the top lane. Moving down mid, Uther's stuck clearing a wave, and looks like we're going to have a camp from Die for Vision and a camp from Tricky Gooses in the mid. Who will take it first? That Psystorm and Q there from Tassadar just works really well. Nice double stun as well. More damage onto the Mal'Ganis, but he just fell claws away. As both camps are picked up in the mid lane. Here comes Yrel to help soak or push, or no, she's just checking things out. Back up to the top lane with her. Leoric sharking around, and it looks like Die for Vision aren't done getting camps. They want to grab this bottom camp as well. Get some more siege going. Not scouted yet by Tricky Gooses. Looks like they might just have to give it. Both teams at level 4. Worth noting, we are looking at globes for Kael'thas at level 1, the basic attacks for Uther at level 1. Tassadar going for that Q quest at level 1. So we'll see how those go throughout the game. 4 members of Gooses in the bottom easily clear up that siege camp that was taken. As we have a shrine activating. This will be in the mid lane when the Punisher pops out, but first, Die for Vision want to get their Bruiser camp, have something pushing in the top lane while the Shrine is active. And they will pick that up. Tricky Goose is just focusing on clearing mid, and Shrine is active. Yrel not here right now. It's going to be a 5-on-4. Oh no, here she comes now. 5-on-5. This is the engage we want. Both teams level 6. A lot of damage goes out. Ooh, the stun to stop the sleep on Kael'thas. A lot of damage going on to Uther. Very low. Mal'Ganis able to sleep away, pick up some potions on the way. Some good old-fashioned sleep potions. Nice stun onto Yrel. Stop her from advancing forward. Leoric has gone top to clear that wave. Now coming back. Another stun onto Yrel. Here's a boom. Nice 2-man sleep into a nice 2-man root there from Deckard. Wise eating a lot of damage as Leoric right now. Kind of the only front liner that's in there. Get a double stun. Greymane goes in on Yrel, but just not enough. The potions are there from Deckard. Sensing this, Tricky Gooses decide to pull back, and Die for Vision is going to grab first objective. Leoric already gone top. It looks like we're going to have a Mortar Punisher in the mid lane. Sylvanas did use Black Arrows to shut down those towers. A lot of heals going on to that Uther. Keep him alive as he got jumped on John Cena style there. Kael'thas trying his best to push this wave back. 4 members. Ooh, the jump onto Greymane with a sleep. Oh no, that was onto Uther, excuse me. Looks like he was able to pull back, get the Hearth, but at what cost? First building down, and that's going to be a mid fort. Both teams now at level 7. We do have a cleanse picked up by Uther, level 7. Help get out of those Mal'Ganis sleeps or those Deckard roots every so often. And it looks like Die for Vision's going to keep camp pressure going. They've been doing a good job of it so far. Grabbing 3 camps already. This will be their 4th. Here comes Tricky Gooses saying that's a good idea. Let's grab our siege camp before it gets stolen. Ooh, almost gets stolen too as the sleep doesn't quite get there in time, but Sylvanas dishing it out. A tough spot here for Kael'thas, kind of stuck in the middle, body blocked. Darker Black takes a ton of damage too though. As he was dishing it out, he's getting it, picking up some potions, he's good to go. And this siege camp does absolutely nothing for Tricky Gooses as it is cleaned up in the same spot it was taken. So a tough break there for Gooses, not getting a kill. Getting a camp just to watch it vanish. And the response is Deckard saying, don't worry guys, I'll start the bottom camp. Grabbing this bot camp again, so the camp pressure is there early for Die for Vision. The cocktail just to scout it out, and they see it's too late. Mal'Ganis went to work on that, so did Sylvanas. Let's just clear it up the old-fashioned way in the lane. Nice stun to stop the advance of... Not 2 stuns stop the advance of Mal'Ganis. And level 10s are online for both teams. Leoric and Yrel fighting in the mid right now. We're just kind of poking it out. But on the side of Tricky Gooses, we will see Phoenix, Divine Reckoning, Cursed, Bullet, Entomb, and Divine Storm. On the side of Die for Vision, we will see Stay a While and Listen, Ardent Defender, Carrion Swarm, Wailing Arrow, and Black Hole. And there goes an Entomb. There goes the Divine Storm as well, but the Sleep and Carrion Swarm keeps Mal'Ganis alive. Cursed Bullet was used as well, so 3 ults for 2, no kills there. Tricky Gooses decided, let's just take our Bruiser camp. Good idea for Die for Vision to do the same thing. We will have a bot lane shrine now. I believe that's a Frozen Punisher, but we will see shortly. I did just hit a quick lag spike there. It was showing, but looks like everything's good now. And immediately on the shrine is Die for Vision as Uther completes his quest, getting the cooldown reduction on his hammer. And Tassadar and Sylvanas just cleaning up this shrine. Noticing it, it looks like Tricky Gooses just decided to push top. They have the Bruiser camp. Here comes Leoric, but now that the Punisher has spawned, it is an Arcane Punisher. With Sylvanas here, she's just gonna paralyze this tower. And so they're just gonna trade towers, I guess? Top fort down, bottom fort down for Tricky Gooses. Leoric decides to stay top with the Bruiser camp. Here comes an extra wave of minions. Try and get some more damage. Only 4 people defending this very healthy Punisher right now. Black Arrows was already used to get that fort. There's Phoenix coming out. Help clear up everything in that circle. Watch for the leap here from the Punisher for getting some follow-up. There it is onto Kael'thas. That's not who you want. A quick cleanse used, a sleep right behind it. Here comes Black Hole, 2-man down. Carrion Swarm used. Black Arrows back online. So they're going to mute this keep here and just take it. A big jump again. Will we see a sleep? Yes, doesn't get anyone. Wise was able to Wraith Walk away. both teams at level, oh no, level 14 for Die for Vision, so picking up the XP lead off that Uther and Kael'thas kill. In the top, it looks like the Bruiser Camp and Leoric only able to take a tower, not a full keep wall even, as he had Hearth to help the team. Worth noting, that was first blood for the game. Ooh, Cursed Bullet comes, a Divine Storm, and there goes Mal'Ganis. Cursed Bullet, Divine Storm, plus the normal Uther Hammer. Gets the first kill for Tricky Gooses. Still down 2 kills to 1. So a very soak, cautious kind of game here for both teams, having only 3 kills total between all the teams. So now, Tricky Gooses trying to get the bottom camp. Birdie, as Kael'thas, has completed his Mana Addict quest. So he's ready to get a shield and trying to help him get out of those sticky situations a little bit. So as far as level 1 quests go, Tassadar is the only one still working on his with that Prism, was it Shock Ray. So a keep is down for Tricky Gooses. Looks like we're trying to get maybe a bush gank. That looks like a bush gank to me. Ults are almost all in line. A few seconds left here on Divine Storm. Looks like Leoric is the bait. Oh, the Oracle there from Tassadar scouts that out immediately. Knew it was a bait. Quick, unstoppable from Leoric, and he's able to just get out of there. As both teams at level 15, about to hit 16 for Die for Vision. Sensing it, I think. Looks like Tricky Gooses trying to get as much XP as they can in the mid, taking 2 more towers and a wall. Leoric in the top, soaking as best as he can. 16 is online for Die for Vision, but Uther going in early. There's the wall. Back away immediately. Tricky Gooses, once that wall's just completely separated that team and that choke point. So 16 now online for both teams. Leoric grabbing the Mithril Mace, looking to get some extra attack speed as he kills minions and takes down heroes. Both teams grab their Bruiser Camp. Both teams at 16. All 5 members from both teams here. This could be a big turning point. Sleep comes out, hits onto 2. Here comes the Fell Claws. No ults used yet. All ults are online though. As the poke is on, another Wraith Walk away. Ooh, a huge damage onto Yrel. Here comes Arn Defender, and Kael'thas and Uther just explode there once the Sleep comes out and the Wailing Arrow. That was a lot of ults used at once. Just Sleep, Arrow, Arn Defender, Black Hole after the fact. Phoenix wasn't even used, neither was Divine Storm. Kael'thas and Uther just died so quickly. My goodness. I couldn't even call it that fast. They all casted their ults so quick. But here we go. Leaving Tassadar to clear the objective. Meanwhile, Die for Vision says, let's just grab this fort beforehand. Starting prepping things, as there was almost core damage from that bottom lane that they don't have a keep in. Ooh, looks like White Mane and Grey Mane. Oh, I didn't realize that. They're both main. It's White Mane, Grey Mane. Grabbing camps to have something pushing in the mid, while this Death March comes top of all 5 members of Die for Vision with a Punisher. They're going to have to grab that and Hearth quick. Hearth they will. Leoric taking a little early damage there. Gets the jump that he wanted. Trying to burn down this Punisher. Grey Mane has come back with White Mane here. And the tower has been paralyzed by the Black Arrows. Here comes the Sleep. Knocked back onto 2. Stay a while. well, the jump happens onto Kael'thas. Black Hole helps delete him. There goes Greymane. More Mal'Ganis action now going on to Uther. Can't stun him when he's in that ult, though. The root does hit onto Leoric. The knockback with the Yrel hammer. Can he get away? Just being bodied and CC'd to death. Finally, Wraith walks in, but no kills for Tricky Gooses there. And their core is falling quickly. Roots are coming out. It's not going to matter. All 5 members plus a Punisher. And that's going to be GG Game 1 going to die for Vision. The 7th seed taking the first game. What a match. Just heavy on the macro, heavy on the camps. You look at that 1 kill for Tricky Gooses, getting that Mal'Ganis with Uther stun, then the Uther ult, then the KT ult, plus Cursed Bullet. So that's what it took just to get the 1 Mal'Ganis kill. Took 2 ults and all those extra abilities there. Meanwhile, 7 kills on the side of Die for Vision. Both Carpe Diem as the white main and Leoric proved unkillable. So they were doing good, getting the heals. You're closer to winning back your life savings now that Die for Vision won. Well, there's your stats. 13k healing for Uther plus the 44 for White Mane. So was that 57,000 healing and 54,000 from Deckard plus the 6,000 from Yrel. So just you had 2 healers. And it was the 1 healer in the tank kind of out healed you. Just the ability to stay in those fights longer. And it looks like we have a map. So let's update some scores, shall we? So game 1 went to Die for Vision. And game 2 is going to be picked by Volskaya Foundry, by the Tricky Gooses. So get ready, get your coats, kids. We're going to Mother Russia. Hope you all enjoyed that game 1. What a game 1. I mean, you're thinking, if you're looking at the seeds there and the records, but Die for Vision felt pretty ahead most of that game. They first to take the fort in the mid lane, got to keep bot lane when there was a push top during that objective phase. And they just kind of ran away with it, getting camps every which way, keeping the pressure on. So Die for Vision taking game 1. Excuse me. Again, thanks everyone for coming. Lots of NGS happening tonight. Make sure you check out all the other games. As we're just waiting on a few more members of the Die for Vision crew to get in. Round 2, here we go. TG will feed. We'll find out shortly as we're getting ready to go to Volskaya Foundry. And it looks like we're all joining here, ready shortly to get things underway. I think both teams are eager to get into game 2. Will Die for Vision keep the momentum going, or Tricky Gooses have a few more tricks up their sleeves, or up their fin? No, not fins. Feathers, I guess, because they're gooses? Geese, really? to take a Game 2 victory. Oh, it looks like our teams are just about ready. So stand by. Up their feathers. Yeet. I mean, it makes sense to me, is all I'm saying. And we are ready. Look at that. Ready to go into Game 2. I like seeing that we have people rooting for Die for Vision, as well as people rooting for Tricky Gooses, keeping it fun and interesting in chat. I appreciate everyone interacting and just having fun tonight on this Thursday night. And there's the ETC ban again for Die for Vision. Zool ban again for Tricky Gooses. Will we see target bans, or are we just going to stick with it here? Cassia banned out, so sticking with their same two bans from last game is Die for Vision, and Deckard banned out. So switching things up a little bit is the Gooses. First pick goes to Die for Vision. What do they want to do with it? They're going to take Johanna, who was banned by Tricky Gooses, so maybe there was a reason behind it, but letting her get through now. Buster Winnie bet a 401k and pension on Tricky Gooses. We'll see if that works out for you. A lot of betting on NGS. Can't advise that as a good idea. Tassadar picked up for Tricky Gooses. And Rhaegar picked up as well. As we see how Die for Vision decides to utilize these next two picks here. Kind of gifted first pick as Tricky Gooses won in the map, and we're going to see Falstad and Stukov. The global, will we see a bribe on this map? Being able to steal some siege camp, maybe? Steal a turret, possibly? Or we're going to see some Q stacks? Well, I guess we'll find out. And Sylvanas banned out. So Die for Vision having to flex their picks a little bit, having Tassadar go over to the other team and seeing Deckard and Sylvanas banned out. So we could see some interesting builds here. Let's see what comes up next for Die for Vision. Greymane banned out. The killer camp taker. He was hitting a lot of good cursed bullets last game. Feldroth coming in hot with the let's go both teams. Let's make this a 3-match series. Why not? We got time. The 2 games I casted this week were both at 11:30 Eastern. Now at 9 Eastern, I'm ready and raring to go. Diablo has been picked. Plus URL. Diablo was banned out last game by Die for Vision. We'll see how it works this game. Urel stolen from Die for Vision, who I believe was last picked last game. And Li Ming picked by Die for Vision with a Tyrael. You don't see Tyrael often. We'll see how Atlas decides to play him. Probably looking for more damage here if you're Tricky Gooses, only having Tassadar as your assassin. Let's see what we decide to go with. Ooh, we're gonna see Zul'jin. Interesting. Keep him the range. Good targets to stack on with that Johanna and Tyrael coming in at you. So we'll see how that works out for him. A different lineup for both teams with the season on the line for Tricky Gooses. Will they force a game 3 or will Die for Vision go for the domination on Volskaya Foundry? Stay tuned here. Let's get it. And here we are, game 2. Looks like we're going to see Nanani on Zul'jin, Birdie on Tassadar, Duck on Diablo, Carpe Diem on Rhaegar, and that's Wise on Yrel. Looking at Die for Vision, it's going to be Sulfide on the Falstad, Michael on Johanna, Atlas on Tyrael, Shamhat on Stukov, Darker Black on the Li Ming. We could be seeing a Q build here from Zul'jin. Of course, we'll keep an eye on his stacks, the Diablo Souls. We are going that Static Charge again for Tassadar. And we will see Bribe from Falstad. So look for the camp steals. As Tyrael has gone bot immediately to begin soaking. Just some poke early, just clearing up lanes. Yrel has responded to Tyrael, deciding to go bot. Looks like we're just safely soaking right now in the early game. Zul'jin really looking for stacks. Looks like Atlas and Wise are just poking things out still. Getting to camp now for side of Tricky Gooses. And as well, looks like Stukov thinking about doing himself, but not. Looks like there was just some poke battle up here. Camp has been taken by Tricky Gooses, so they have a turret ready to go. As Zul'jin just trying to get those stacks, still sitting at 0, only working in a few basic attacks. Oh, but the invade onto the fortification camp, almost getting that Falstad, but instead stealing their turret away. So nice awareness there from Tricky Gooses. As the soak battle continues, Zul'jin peeling off to try and grab Siege Camp. Here's Tassadar to help him out. Thinking about a support camp, but looks like both teams are just going to back out there. Looks like Siege Camp, we're just waiting on it. Oh, looking to remove roots and slows is Zul'jin at level 4.
Prepare to begin field testing.
Here comes the Siege Camp for Die for Vision, and Rhaegar just waiting patiently to pick up that Siege Camp. Looks like Yrel's thinking about holding down that objective early in the mid lane. Siege Camp will be picked up here for Die for Vision. And now picked up as well for
to pilot
Tricky
the
Gooses. And we're on to the objective in the mid lane. There's the flip, there's the charge, but it's on to Johanna. She's just walking away. The tank she is. Here comes Falstad. Urel now showing up, looking to get behind them with the hammer onto Stukov. Can they get him? The charge just missed the wall. Stukov able to get away. Two turrets are just sitting there for Tricky Gooses. Finally, the first one falls. Getting very low is Duck on Diablo. Trying to stay alive, backs away. Level 7 is now online for Tricky Gooses, not so much for Die for Vision, so the advantage is there if they want to push this. We shall see. Falstad has went bot to clear, trying to soak that level 7. Here's Urel with the hammer, but Tyrael can just pull right back with that teleport with his sword. Ooh, a turret camp picked up very quickly. Falstad using those stacks. 7 is here. Will the turret go down? A nice wall. Turret goes. Both turrets go down. A lot of turrets doing damage to Johanna. She pops her iron skin to get out. A big heal there from Stukov. Keep the team alive. And it looks like Tricky Gooses pulling back. They did grab another turret, and they're going to clear bot. Zul'jin going to clear top. He's getting stacked now, that Zul'jin, but early in the game he wasn't, so he's kind of catching up, I guess you could say. Falstad going bot, trying to clear up this lane, deal with Urel. Again, Iron Skin comes out for Johanna, as well as the Condemn. Here comes, Urel diving right in. There's Falstad with the flight in, the short flight. Turret does go down. Very low is Johanna. She's trying to get away. Pops her Iron Skin to go back in. We are in overtime mode. And goes over to Tricky Gooses. They still have some percentage points to go. There's still 37% to go. Oh, and we have a Hearth. A Hearth from multiple members of Die for Vision. So it looks like Tricky Gooses are going to get this. I don't know if they'll be back in time to hold this. Falstad doing his best. 94, 95. There's the wall to slow him down. The charge, and there's your first protector going over to Tricky Gooses. Zul'jin able to get in. Urel poking around. Diablo fighting off Falstad. And it looks like the protector's trying to go top now. Trying to get that pool, as everyone likes to do with objective number 1, protector number 1. And it looks like they will get that pool very close. Both assassins are in this. They could be, no, the wall comes out very quickly. Stun. Here comes Zul'jin trying to dish it out, but he's blinded temporarily by Johanna. And level 10s are online. We will see Taz Dingo, Apocalypse, Bloodlust, Archon, and Ardent Defender for Tricky Gooses. Trying to take the support camp, knowing that level 10 isn't quite online for Die for Vision yet, but it will be soon if they take this fight. There's level 10. Healing camp has been picked up. And we will see Sanctification, Massive Shove, Mighty Gust, Disintegrate, and Blessed Shield for Die for Vision. Oh, once that Zul'jin stacks, he'll be hitting like a truck. I love stacking Zul'jin, especially in brawls, because you just kind of go forever, and by the end of the match you can have 300 stacks if they have a easy front line. But picking up Siege Camp now is Tricky Gooses. Same thing for Die for Vision. Both teams on level 11. A slight XP advantage to Tricky Gooses. Worth noting, we're now 8 minutes into the game and there have been no deaths. So a heavy, cautious, macro kind of game. Teams pulling back when objective is lost. There's the wall stun from Diablo. Here comes Apocalypse and Bloodlust. The Gust is there. Apocalypse hits to stop the Disintegrate on Li Ming as she turns into a turret there. The dive onto Johanna. Ming is here though. Here comes the flank from Tyrael, trying to help his team out 5-on-5 in the top lane. Still have ults available. Ooh, Duck decides to go in. Here's the Condemn. A big silence on 3 members of Tricky Gooses. It is worth noting that this Diablo is fully stacked, so it is beefy Diablo right now. We have 27 stacks on the Arcane Axes for Zul'jin, which he took at level 7. Ooh, almost getting Falstad. He had his barrel roll to get out there. As it looks like Duck wants to catch whoever comes in rotation, but look at that. The smite right where he was standing to scout it from Tyrael. Level 13 now online. The stun onto Johanna. That's not who you want to grab. Disintegrate comes out as well as the silence. Just this dive from Tricky Gooses with both Yrel and Diablo just feels thwarted every time they go in, between having Gust available, Massive Shove, was it Sanctification, the Blind to slow down their auto attacks from Johanna, plus the Condemn. Just every time they go in, there's an answer for it, it feels like, from Die for Vision. Die for Vision, meanwhile, picks up their fortification camp as top objective is being taken by Tricky Gooses, both teams at level 13. Diablo now also looking for some wall stuns with that devastating charge at 13. Here comes Falstad. All ults available. Bloodlust used. There's Disintegrate. Apocalypse will hit, but the Sanct did go out. Massive shove on to Yrel. Healing camp goes down. So does the turret. And both those are cleaned up very quickly. Sorry, it looks like I may have hit another lag spike there, but we look to be good now. As, ooh, a stun into the wall there. Ardent Defender has to be popped. Zul'jin sitting on his Taz Dingo still. Massive Shove is available for Stukov. No kills just yet. Trying to focus was Zul'jin on that Tyrael, but eats a big orb there, having to fall back. Both teams level 14, no kills yet, no forts taken yet. Ooh, the stun, but right as the heal was coming from Stukov, so Falstad gets away. Wise in the backline taking a lot of damage as Yrel. The Disintegrate helps to take him out. There goes Stukov, a 1-for-1. The Gust trying to get the disengage. Rhaegar in the hunt. No, barrel rolls away. And we're inside going to focus Johanna. Unstoppable used. Can she get out? Trying to get on the treadmill, but the devastating charge completed for Diablo as she falls. A 2-for-1 there in favor of Tricky Gooses. Zul'jin starting this support camp, knowing Falstad was bought, and actually, yes, he did. He bribed the fortification camp of Tricky Gooses. Try and get some value, get some soak, steal a camp, as the Punisher is pushing in the top lane. The teams just, you have this, I have the counter, but I have this counter for that counter is what it feels like doing. You'll get 2 kills on objective, we'll get 1, then steal your camp. Just the back and forth from these teams tonight is pretty fun to watch. As top fort has fallen, see what else they can get here with the Protector. 16 now online for Tricky Gooses. They have the talent advantage. Yrel not with the team. Soak and bot. And I don't know if they'll be able to get much more. A lot of damage here. All 5 members of Die for Vision defending. And it looks like 3% health. There goes the second Protector. Both teams now at level 16. Looks like we're going to take Die for Vision is going to take their fortification camp. Worth noting, and I didn't see this earlier, but this must have happened quick. Johanna did pick Subdue at level 7, and she has completed it. So giving that extra slow 80% and it never decays. So helping to slow down the members of Tricky Gooses a little more than Johanna already does. Siege Camp picked up by Die for Vision to meet the Siege Camp picked up by Tricky Gooses. Looks like we might work on this bottom a little bit. No, looks like we're gonna fight on Johanna. Zueljin trying to work in some autos, get some more stacks. He's about halfway there. Also, Tassadar still looking to finish his level 1 quest with that static charge. Members of Die for Vision able to push back bot. Meanwhile, top Siege Camp has arrived at your wall. If you're Tricky Gooses, use Rhaegar to clear it up. Ooh, the silence does come out. Almost gets Yrel. Oh, bless shield as well. But you do not get the kill. Yrel just able to tap there and get back in it. 4 on 4. No Rhaegar, no Falstad. Meanwhile, Falstad just working on the mid. Rhaegar clearing top. Can we get a gank? Sensing it, Sulfide says barrel rolls immediately. Wall comes out from Tassadar as all members of both teams now hanging in the mid. All ults are available with the exception of Blessed Shield if we see an invade, but looks like Die for Vision says let's take a support camp. Oh, they were going for the support camp, but we have the invade. Here comes Tassadar. There's the knockback. Oh, big Q there. Oh, the Holy Ground comes out, though. Here comes Sanctification as well. Not the best time to Gust when Disintegrate is going, though. The Gust kind of cancels out the Disintegrate, pushing all the members of Tricky Gooses away. And Siege Camp, or looks like, well, we're still going strong. Blessed Shield used again. Here comes the Task Wall. There's another Disintegrate. Bloodlust was used there. So was Ardent Defender and Sanctification. So a lot of ults down for Die for Vision. Only 2 down for Tricky Gooses as we get ready for the 3rd objective. Looks like there's a pretty decent wave here. If with Falstad, they could take this. Ming working down the mid. Here comes Joe and Stukov to try and defend bot. Yrel is on the point. There's one charge. The blind on all 4 members. Does push them back. Both teams at level 19. Both teams looking for level 20. Try and get some advantage. Few ults available still. Apocalypse, Taz Dingo, which we have not seen a Taz Dingo all game yet. Archon still available. There's the flip. There's the wall stun on the Tyrael. No Sanctification available. Turret does go down. There's the big silence trap and Rhaegar in it. Here comes Bloodlust. Here comes Apocalypse, but the Gust stops all that real quick. Now diving onto Johanna, they finally get it. Static Charge has been completed. There's the Sanctification from Tyrael, but Falstad not able to get in it. He will fall. So 2 members down for Die for Vision. Static Charge has been completed. Zueljin just inching closer to his quest. I believe this will, instead of 25, let's say 30 when he finally completes it. Level 20 is online. We will see Forest Medicine, so Zueljin just healing up instantly while moving and attacking. No have to channel. We will also see Dying Breath, Gladiator's War Shout, Twilight Archon, and Seraphim. Almost at level 20 is a Die for Vision. Oh, another big wall stun, but it's all onto Tyrael. The silence trying to get Tyrael out of there. He does get out. And there it is. Level 20 online for Die for Vision. Looks like we're going to pull back if we're Tricky Gooses. Put some damage on this mid fort. Try and get some lane pressure going instead of trying to go for core. as the other member, the Falstad and Johanna, have respawned for Die for Vision, and we will see Holy Arena for Tyrael, as well as Push Comes to Shove, Temporal Flux, Wind Tunnel, and Radiating Faith. So you could set up some wombos there with a Radiating Faith Blessed Shield with the Holy Arena, Disintegrate on top of it, Mighty Gust, or excuse me, Wind Tunnel. Here we go. There's the silence. It is gonna miss. There's your Holy Ground. Yrel pulling back. Disintegrate comes out. Of course, now it slows enemies by up to 60%, depending on how long you're in it. Almost stacked is Zul'jin, sitting at 28, plus the 66 stacks on his Arcanate axes, so he will be dishing it out. Tassadar leading in hero damage across both teams, but here we go. Oh, there's your Bloodlust. There's the Disintegrate. Here comes the Apocalypse, but Sanct used to negate some of it there. Zul'jin completes his stacks. Oh, Wind Tunnel is used for the disengage. Wise kind of stuck out there as Yrel pops Arn Defender. So we can get back in the fight, but eats a lot of missiles there. The chase is still on for Tricky Gooses, though. And they finally decide to pull back. Looks like Katas are hitting the core for Die for Vision. So they say, hey, we got big problems. We can't just be fighting all day. We gotta clear that bottom lane. Now clearing mid. Stealing the camp, though, is Tricky Gooses. Siege camp in the top. Will they get it? There it goes. Siege camp successfully stolen. Zul'jin eats a lot of damage. Does not eat pop Taz Dingo in time. And now a lot of damage going on to Yrel. Yrel falls. So that's 2 members down for Tricky Gooses. As Diablo, Rhaegar, and oh, there's the Blessed Shield, a 3-man Condemn. There's a huge Disintegrate. There's the Silence as well. Tassadar is very low. We do have souls for Diablo, but he just decides to go back. I guess that's peeling for Rhaegar. There's the Dying Breath. He had souls, so he'll respawn instantly. But a 4 for nothing late in the game here. Both teams at level 21 now working on this keep, but a full health team from Die for Vision. They might try and end here. Keep is down. They're moving in. There goes the totem early. Still no Zul'jin, Yrel, or Tassadar. And they're working on the core. They're burning the core. There goes the Sanctification. All members inside it. There's nothing you can do. Here's the Apocalypse. Finally gets the stun. Zul'jin. Oh, the Wind Tunnel keeping them away while they burn the core. Zul'jin trying to work in those autos. Gets massive shoved away. Shamat falls. Darker Black trying to do his best. Here's Falstad. Will they get it? 2, 1. Game over. Die for Vision with the win. The 7 seed upsetting the 2 seed. That is game indeed. Die for Vision just had the CC at the end of the game between the Blessed Shield, the Blind, the Wind Tunnel to just keep them away, the Sanctification, excuse me, and the Holy Ground to just work down that core while members were dead. Wow. If you're interested in eating cookies, you're going to be eating a lot of cookies now that you just won your life savings back. What a match. Wow. Die for Vision with the domination in their quarterfinals. Let's see if we can talk to Shimhat and get an interview and talk about what just happened. As I make sure I adjust my settings. And if you have any questions for the captain, Shemhat from Die for Vision, let me know. We will ask them once she joins us. Shemhat, are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. The question is, how are you doing tonight?
Feeling pretty good, just played our first round playoff game and we won and I'm feeling pretty great.
Well, I mean, congratulations. So let's talk there going into game one. Um, excuse me, which is on Infernal Shrines. It looks like the macro pressure was pretty heavy from you guys. And is that a map you feel comfortable on going into? I mean, you guys did pick that map, I believe.
Yeah, we did pick that map. I feel like it's a map we've definitely grown like our skill level has grown over the season. I'm very proud of how we've played on shrines recently. So I feel like we played it very confidently and very measured, especially on the side of our tanks, like kind of maintaining the pace of the game for us.
And I think measured that you that's probably the perfect word to describe that game as they were kind of pushing top during an objective and you just kind of pushed through a fort and then pushed through a keep with that objective in the bot lane, which really kind of set the tone and that pressure in the bot lane. And coming into this as the seventh seed against Tricky Gooses, the two seed, after that game one win, what are you talking about in that in between time for your team, and what's the discussion like after that first win?
Well, it was pretty good. We were pretty excited. We were talking about the positive things we did that we wanted to like keep doing in the next game because it's something we need to focus on. Like we'll do things well in one game and then the next we slack off on it. So I think we did a good job of kind of following with that. We yeah, we were just kind of keeping it low key, recognizing that we had another game to go. So very calm but excited.
Of course. So then we go into game two. They pick Volskaya Foundry, and you kind of have to change up your comp completely with a Deckard ban. They kind of steal Tastar and Urel. You let Diablo get through. What's the talk in draft when everyone has to switch, who they just played?
I think we did a pretty good job of kind of planning out what we were expecting in the draft and what we thought they were gonna pick. And so we were trying to do the like 6 moves ahead thing. Or like, well, here's what we'll do with this. We were expecting the Deckard ban. He's just such a good hero right now. So we were kind of working around that already. I think we didn't anticipate being able to play the same exact comp, and we weren't we didn't want to be too comfortable on it, and I think we were definitely ready for the second game to switch up the draft and kind of adjust to what they were picking.
Question from chat here from the captain of the team you just beat saying, "Why do you hate my ETC so much?"
Oh man, it's no offense to you. It's offense to the hero. We just don't do that hero. We've canceled him.
So then we're in game two, and it's a slow game. As I was casting, it was about 8 minutes in, no kills on either team. Is this kind of do you feel like you're biding your time or you're just waiting for the opportunity? What's the discussion in game when you're kind of, neck and neck in levels, in, power, so to speak? You have already won game one to just keep your team calm and ready for, the moment to strike in game two.
they they had a pretty intense draft. That Diablo Urel is just like some hardcore frontline. And it was like near impossible for us to get past it. And we kind of said the same thing around 7 8 minutes, and we're like, no one's gotten a kill. Like this is just these back and forth intense fights. And we were like, well, we got to stay in it. Like getting greedy and trying to like go for something we don't necessarily have to go to just for the sake of going for it is not necessary. And I think we did a very good job of remaining disciplined. Even as the game went on and it was just such a low kill game, we were like, we don't need to take fights that we don't have to take. and even if we don't get a kill, as long as we're not dying and we're maintaining some sort of control on the map, we're doing okay. And I think sticking with that throughout kind of helped us push toward the end.
Well, I mean, it worked. The patience definitely paid off. Were you, when you get those, I guess, I think it was a triple kill when you killed, I think it was Zul'jin, Tassadar, Yrel, it was quad kill, and Diablo, but Diablo respawned instantly towards that end. Did you know right then, was that the call to just say, go core, there's only two of them, we have enough time to just push in and try and end right then and there?
Yeah. Once we kind of got that third pick, we were, the hype was getting real and everyone was yelling. We were like, we just got to commit to this. Like, we've got to commit because this is the first fight we've been able to win this whole game. And if it's not now, we're going to lose. And so we went for it. We committed. We had very, very well timed ults. I mean, the communication from my team this game was just like, it was so good. And I'm so proud of them. I'm proud to be on the team. But yeah, we knew if we didn't give it our all, then it was not going to be a win for us.
Well, I mean, you should absolutely be proud of your team, be proud of yourself. Final question. How do I say your name? Is it Shamat? Shamhat? Correct me here.
Either's fine. I've kind of adopted the sham hat because it's fun. That's what people say. So whatever comes out is fine with me.
Just had to ask, got to make sure. So, congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate with your team a well earned victory. Do you have any shout outs before you go?
Yeah. First and foremost, definitely huge shout out to my team. I love playing with y'all. Great games. I'm really proud of how we've done this season and how we're doing in playoffs. I'll shout out, Tricky Gooses. We were scared going into this. We were like, man, they're gonna bring it. They're intense. And they did. They really did. They gave us a hard challenge, and I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. And I'll shout out my best friend Devin. She's watching. She's new to HOTS and she's learning, and I'm glad to have her support. So, and then of
Well,
course, thank you so much for the cast. We really appreciate it a lot.
well, happy to cast some interesting games, slow played and exciting. So, thank you, congratulations, and that's awesome. You're getting your friend into HOTS.
Yeah.
So,
Finally,
congratulations.
here we are. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, and have a good one, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, bye.